Sanbonani, Dumelang, greetings to every single one that's listening to this video. So yeah, I just thought as I was walking back home right now, I thought, hey, why not make a video about chakras? You know, I usually would have avoided this topic because it's oversaturated. There's everyone should at this point, if you're at a certain level of spirituality, should know about chakras and the ins and outs, basics. But for those that don't know, because you never know, here is a video for you. I'm going to be very brief, and I'm just going to highlight and just scoop over the surface, right? All right, so chakra. What is a chakra? So a chakra is a Sanskrit word that means spinning wheel, right? It's a Sanskrit word meaning spinning wheel or spinning vortex, but let's just stick to spinning wheel. And these are points. It refers to the points in our bodies through which energy flows. Within our etheric bodies, through which energy flows. So in total, our body has plus minus 114. So some say, I think 104, some say 114 in total. However, the main major chakras within the body are 7. And then just about a palm's length above your head, there is another chakra called the Godhead, right? Okay, but we're not going to talk about the Godhead in this video. Okay, so I'm going to begin with the first chakra. No? So these 7 chakras, by the way, are aligned to the colors of the rainbow. So from red to violet, it's the same thing within your body. It's the same light spectrum. All right, let's begin. So the first chakra is called the root chakra. No? It is responsible for survival, groundedness, security, things of such nature, things concerning the material aspects of life, survival, fight or flight, security, home, stability, etc., etc. So when this chakra is not balanced, this red colored chakra, if it's not balanced, most likely you'll be having issues with feeling unsafe, being overly materialistic, whether you have materialistic abundance or lack. But your headspace will be seeing the world through that lens. You'll be seeing the world through the root chakra. You'll be seeing everything through survival. He has more than me. I have more than them. That's when you know you have an overly active chakra or underactive chakra. Second chakra is the sacral chakra. Some will call it the sexual chakra. So this one's color is orange, and it is, as the word says, it's responsible for sexual activity. This is where sexual energy is based, right? And by the way, the root chakra is found in a male's anatomy. It is found right between the scrotum and the anus. That's where you find the root chakra. And in the sexual chakra, you find it in your pelvic area, where a normal human being's genitals would be. Yes, so it is responsible for sexual activity. So when this chakra is overly active, you will have so much sexual urge, like you just want to either masturbate all the time or just sleep with women every now and then. That's when you know, okay. Or you're getting like random erections unnecessarily in unnecessary places. That's when you know, okay, it's a little bit overactive. No? When it's underactive, so it's the opposite would happen. You'll have less sexual urge, but there's an exception. Then the exception is when your chakras are balanced and fully functioning. You won't really be getting a lot of sexual urges because you won't be seeing the world through that scope. But when it's underactive, you'll probably be having, if you're a man, you'll be having a lot of erectile dysfunction, a lot of insecurities with your masculinity, a lot of a lot of sexual incompatibilities or incompetencies. Yes, Eish, English. All right, so yeah, things of that nature, right? And guys, let's not forget, sex is not just used for procreating. It's not just you're gonna make a human being. There's actually a much higher, a much more transformative aspect of sex. Nah? I think one day I'll make a video about that. But for now, let's move on. The third chakra is called the solar plexus. The solar plexus is yellow in color. It is located right around the navel area, you know, where the navel is. That's where you would find the solar plexus. But I personally feel that, well, my solar plexus is right around the diaphragm, because that's where I feel the energy, the solar plexus energy. I feel it build up there, especially when I'm anxious, when I'm about to deliver a very like a speech in front of a big crowd. Then I'll have, but this was back then. I don't get those anymore. So yeah, the solar plexus is yellow in color, located around that area, navel to diaphragm area, and it's responsible for yourself, the way you see yourself in relation to the world, and the way you see the world in relation to yourself, your ego. Um, it is responsible for confidence or arrogance. So now, um, if it's overactive, then most likely you'll be cocky. You'll be overconfident and like, yeah, everything is about you. Look at me all the time, you know. And when it's underactive, you'll be unconfident. So you'll be like shy, basically, super shy. Because I mean, being shy sometimes is normal under normal circumstances, but when you're just shy unnecessarily, you're like, okay, no, there's something's up here. Okay, so those are the basic, and it's also responsible for will. When your solar plexus is balanced, your will is unbreakable. When you say you're gonna do something, you're gonna do something, and follow through with it. So that's the solar plexus. The fourth chakra is the heart chakra. You know? So this one is located where? Yeah, right in the middle of your chest, right around the heart area, and the color is green. So this is the fourth, and it's in the center of all seven. I think it's actually the most important chakra for me. Maybe some would argue, but I think the heart is the most important chakra. So when you have an overly active chakra, so you just very like naively see the good in everything. Like you just wanna, you know, you just because you know what I've learned sometimes in life. Sometimes, I mean, that's why there's a duality. There's good and bad, and opposites of everything. You need to balance. So sometimes you can be a loving person, but sometimes you need to understand the the dangers of sharing your love naively with certain people, because they can use that to their advantage. So when it's overactive, you have a lot of that, caring too much even for people that hurt you. You know what I mean? You'll be just overly doing acts of service to people that don't deserve that. I'm a firm believer in karma. If you don't earn my love, then you're not gonna get it. It's just that. I know it sounds a bit harsh, but I'm just trying to keep it balanced. And be in accordance with the natural law. Karma. So yeah, when it's overly active, your heart chakra will be you have such tendencies. Maybe cry a lot, overly emotional, unnecessarily. So when it's underactive, you like disconnected. You like, I could say evil. When your heart is shut down, you just want no connection with nobody. It's just all about you. You like just keeping your own space, and you're like, yeah, you're just doing you. And you sort of disconnected basically emotionally. That's when it's underactive. I can elaborate, but let's just keep it right there. The fifth chakra is the throat chakra, right? The throat chakra is located at the throat area. You see right there where your larynx would be, your voice box plus minus would be. That's where your throat chakra would be, and it's blue in color. So that one is responsible for your communication, obviously. The way you communicate, the way you verbally express yourself. So when it's overly active, you're gonna be like, you're gonna have a lot of verbal diarrhea. You're gonna be talking all the time, unnecessarily so, even about things you shouldn't be. Talking about your own personal stuff to strangers. That's when it's overly active. And when it's underactive, you'll be a very you probably even stutter, like, or unless stuttering is a condition you have inherently. But yeah, you'll have a lot of not being able to voice yourself out in front of people, always having to, what I mean, you know, withhold your statements even in times when you need to speak. That's when it's underactive. Um, so balance is key, guys. No? I'm gonna hold it right there, and then the sixth chakra is the third eye. One of my favorite chakras, because yeah, it's just one of my favorite chakras. The third eye is indigo in color, um, and it's located right slightly above your eyebrows, in between your eyebrows, just slightly above there. Um, and it is responsible for perception, intuition, etc., etc., spiritual foresight, etc., etc. So when it's overly active, most likely you're going to be attracting or having um, 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 uncontrolled, um, how can I put this? Uncontrolled visions. Like there'll be a time where you're just having so much insight. It's just, and as much as we might think it's a good thing to see everything all the time, there's actually a detriment, because there's certain things that are actually none of your business, and you'll be peeping into people's lives that have nothing to do with you. You're just seeing into things, and having nightmares. That's also one of the characteristics of having an overly or open chakra, because yeah, you're gonna interact, you're gonna meet, or you're gonna see entities that um, probably don't want to be seen, and they're gonna give you a hell of a ride. Yeah, so when it's overly active, it's just gonna be, yeah, it's just gonna be chaotic in terms of insight. Um, and when it's underactive, I think it's quite obvious. You're not gonna have any insight. You're probably not gonna be dreaming. That's one of the biggest signs. You're not gonna be dreaming like at all. Just even through REM sleep, you just sleep and wake up. Um, yeah, you're gonna like a lot of intuition. You're not gonna be able to really pick up things before they happen, etc., etc. And then the seventh chakra is called the crown chakra. So that one was responsible for thoughts, right? So this is where your mind is at. So yes, when it's overly active, oh man, you're gonna have a lot of mental breakdowns, just a lot of thinking. You're gonna be an overthinker, just thinking about everything all the time. I've had this before. I'm not gonna lie. And I think it also has to do with my Gemini moon. So this kind of causes me to think too much. But anyway, um, yes, the crown chakra is responsible for when it's overly active. Yeah, you'll be having a lot of thinking, mental breakdowns, bipolar, or slight diagnosis. Um, all these mental issues that you're gonna be having are most likely due to an imbalanced seventh chakra or overly active. When it's underactive, yeah, it's like pretty much the opposite. You're not gonna be able to really tap into the mind, because I don't like to. I like to think the mind. No, nobody really has a mind. I think there is the mind, which plugs us into this grid, and which allows us to say green is green, red is red, up is up, down is down. Um, because I feel like if we each have had isolated minds, there would be a lot of unique perceptions. You know what I mean? But anyway, I digress. When it's underactive, you'll be disconnected from the mind. So yeah, there's just gonna be a lot of slowness in your thinking, slowness in picking up thoughts. Because hey, everyone is telepathic, right? Everyone is telepathic, whether we know it or not. So you'll be slow in picking up frequencies, what other people are thinking, or putting out energy into the universe. Because yes, thoughts. The brain is very electromagnetic. This has been scientifically proven. If you look at a CAT scan, that's just and there's electricity, by the way, in your brain. I think one of the highest voltages is actually located in your brain and your spinal cord. So it's an electromagnetic aspect of your body, and if you have blockages thereof, it's just like resistance. If there's a lot of resistance, then you're gonna take a lot of power to have to do what was deemed normal. So you won't be manifesting, you won't be connected to the grid, you know what I mean? Spiritual grid, as much as you would like to. So yeah, I hope I tried my best, guys. I'm not reading through a paper, so I might have missed a lot of information. I might have not. But for those that didn't know anything about chakras and might have heard a little bit about it, so this is just a quick run through, né? That's what chakras are. They allow our spirit to experience. Oh god. Sorry about that. My phone just fell. I'm not gonna edit it. Yeah, so they allow our spirits to experience this world efficiently. It's actually through the chakra points. And it's very important that we align these chakras. It's very important that we do meditative practices, breathing practices, because you don't always have to close your eyes when you're meditating. But that's a story for another day. I'll make a video about that. And in fact, I think maybe my next video will be about how to balance them and how to activate the third eye. That's going to be very interesting. How to activate the third eye. No? Yeah. So it's a very long video, but it's fine. I hope it was very informative and helpful. Do leave some comments, guys. Do ask me questions. Do share extra that you know about this. I'd really appreciate that. Signing out, Zanethongo, ibhubezi elimhlophe elithi malibhonga kunyaka izindaba kuduma amazulu khala amalwandle khanya payamari wesiyang motlhala wanoka kamokgatla wa yona. Ndiyabulela kakhulu emakhosini, uhlale kumhlophe camakho.